What's going on, brothers? It's L.O.M material with a name. Got another video for you. It's your title. All We Live, part 25. Here goes. So, not too long ago, Brother Dennis Sperling had revealed the cause of death for the image consultant. So apparently, the cause of death was hypertension. He was taking medicine for his blood pressure. Translation. The image consultant died trying to help this Klingon bitch. The Klingon bitch who has been going above and beyond for 5 decades to destroy her children, slander and accuse black men, push body positivity, and be an absolute menace here in Western civilization. And the really sick part is, while she was doing all of this, she was blaming all of her fuck-ups on black men. Even the ones that she has never met and had nothing to do with. This includes the decent brothers. You decent brothers who don't live in the ghetto, you decent brothers who have found your footing in IT, plumbing, welding, automotive, stacked your green, and just living life. You know how in the scriptures it says, woe unto those who call good evil and evil good? Well, you're starting to see that in this day and age. You're starting to see that. Because the face of evictions, the face of poverty, and the face of just outright property damage and lunacy right now is the same Klingon bitch. The one who's been slandering and accusing you for decades. And she's been doing this long before the feminists and Mr. Clean put the battery in her bag. But only today, it's gotten worse. Oh, and for the Klingon bitches who called the image consultant a junkie or poked fun at him after he died, he was your last line of defense. He was your last line of defense. Oh, and with the Belfast incident and the incident that took place down there in Houston, Texas, in that Taco Bell, where the Klingon bitches tried to go behind the counter and start shit, you do realize that all these restaurant owners are taking necessary steps to protect their personnel? Do you know that? They're taking necessary steps to protect their employees from your fat dumb ass. That's what they're doing. You see, brothers with their salt, brothers with eyes ears to hear, we've been dealing with this shit for years. Long before they started destroying public property and going into these establishments acting a goddamn fool. You see, the establishment, the police, and this system did absolutely nothing when these Klingon bitches were destroying our property. When these Klingon bitches were setting up brothers to be robbed and murdered. When these Klingon bitches were slandering and using the children against these men. They did nothing. But now it's backfiring on them. It's coming full circle. And their lovers, those who got behind them, they're turning their back on them. They're telling them that they're on their own. And they've earned that. They've earned that. Because they won't clean up their behavior. I mean, their song and dance has gotten so ugly that nobody wants to hear it anymore. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. I mean, that notion, if you don't give me what I want, then I'm going to destroy your property. That's disgusting. It's chaos. But they made themselves a face of chaos. Because remember, they've told themselves for a long time that they can do bad all by themselves. If you don't want to pay for your potato chips, you send a simp in there, and he gets stabbed, and then you shrug your shoulders like nothing happened. If you don't want to pay for dipping sauce, you tear up a restaurant and then start twerking and smirking. Now, if people start shutting their doors to you Cleon bitches and they decide not to deal with you anymore, what's your excuse going to be, huh? What's it going to be? You ate your mama? You G-A-Y? What's the excuse? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. Because right now, all of your excuses, all of your surround sound bitching, all of your lies are falling on deaf ears. This hot girl summer, this city girl shit, people are tired of it. And they're going to take the necessary steps to protect themselves. As summer draws to a close and the days grow shorter and the temperature drops, you'll see more of that. Like for you brothers sitting on the fence, you brothers who have eyes ears to hear, we've been there. We've all been there. Some of you brothers have had your property destroyed. Some of you brothers have seen your kids taken away from you, and there's a few of you brothers out there who've saw these Cleon bitches kill your children. You've had to suffer through that. But I'm telling you, continue to give brothers the playbook. Continue to do that. 54% of brothers do not marry nor sire any kids, which means that 54% of us are bachelors. And the number is going to jump to 60% because of this hot girl summer shit and all this mayhem that they keep perpetuating. It's going to wax worse and worse. You owe it to yourself to stay safe and stay vigilant during these perilous times, brothers. This is why we left. And speaking of leaving, you brothers who are still in those churches, get the hell out of those churches right now. It's time to leave. You got to go, man. Because Creflo Dollar just pretty much did you dirty. He messed y'all up. He came flat out and said that he had misinterpreted the scriptures in regards to tithes. Do you know what that means? That means that he has been pimping and robbing this congregation and pimping and robbing you for years. What he did was disgusting. So that right there should tell you that these churches that you have been going to, they're not churches, they're whorehouses. Whorehouses where they pimp and rob the sheep. That's why I had to get the hell out of there. You got to go, man. Because if you leave those churches, you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you'll be spared during these perilous times. Because these are some legendary bad days, brothers. These legendary bad days. If you want to be spared, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and get out of those churches, get out of those whorehouses. It's no good for you. Do that. This is L.O.M McTowell. So I got brothers. If you like the video, like, share in the commentary, feel free to subscribe. If you're donating to my channel, you find a tip jar on the upper right hand side of the screen. That's G+ icon. Alright fam, alright brethren, you know it's real, you know what you're saying, go away, live away, SYSBM. As for these Cleon bitches, these bitch made simps, and those that are problem what we say, how we say it, give them nothing. This has been SYSBM PSA. More to come, brothers. Sit tight. See you soon.